Hi, it's Charlie Minato with halfwheel.com, and today I am reviewing this device, again, because memory cards fail. And it is the Boveda Smart Sensor. So this is a Bluetooth hygrometer, which means that it's a hygrometer, something that measures temperature and humidity, and it's got Bluetooth enabled. And as you see, there's no screen on the device. It's quite small. And what that means is that you need to pair it with your smartphone. And so it's got an included or free iOS and Android app, which is what you use to actually monitor your humidor. So the way it works is you set this device up. It comes with an included watch battery, and it's recommended that you calibrate it. And then you download the Boveda app, and from there, it'll ask you to add a humidor and make an account. There's mine. And then add humidors or a humidor, when you can see I've got a whole bunch of them in here. And then it calibrates the device and it asks you for some other information about the humidors. You can take a picture of the humidor, you can name them, you can tell you how big the capacity is, the brand, etc. And then you also can set up some parameters. So you can tell it to notify you specifically when it exceeds or goes below a certain temperature or relative humidity. And then from there, it's just a hygrometer. And so if you click on your individual humidors, what you'll see is a screen like this, which is very familiar to a lot of hygrometers. And that's the relative humidity, and then that's the temperature. They both happen to be right at 68 for that particular Daniel Marshall humidor. And so it will give you live humidor readings or close to live humidor readings. It doesn't give you second by second readings. So it updates itself once every a couple times per minute, and then it stores that data. And so you can click on the history button, and then you can even see there's like the monthly average data for this particular humidor, and that's in humidity, and then you can also have temperature, and you can see it's also got this impact thing, which is so that you can set it up in case you want to be notified whenever someone drops your humidor or there's a big sort of boom around it. So that's the basics of the device. It's a hygrometer that pairs with your smartphone. And like I mentioned earlier, one of the big advantages to it is that it can work with multiple humidors. So it works with up to 7 humidors in a single app. And then another big advantage is the push notifications. So mine's set up to let me know if the temperature ever exceeds 72 degrees, and for that matter, if the relative humidity ever exceeds 72 degrees, it will send me a push notification just like I would be getting a text message. Now, there are some limitations with the device. Because it's Bluetooth, it means that you have to be in Bluetooth range. The good part is that you don't have to be in Bluetooth range all of the time. This device can store up to 10 days worth of data, and so if you take a week-long vacation, then you come back, it will automatically download that data into your app so you don't lose anything. But it is Bluetooth, so that means that you can't access the data if you're, say, somewhere else in the world, or in my case, if you're at our office, which is a couple miles away from my home. It also means that you're having to rely on Bluetooth, which sometimes can fail. And in the course of testing this over the last 6 months, one of the devices seemed to get completely disconnected with my iPhone, and I had to reset it. That meant that not only did I have to go through the setup process again, but I also lost a month's worth of data on that particular humidor, which is annoying, and it's one of those things that with Bluetooth comes some potential risk. Now, what really changed about this device was how Boveda was selling it. So when they introduced it in December of last year, it was sold in a packet that included one of the devices, a calibration kit, and then 3 60-gram packages. At the time, that package was priced at $50, which meant that if you did the math, this thing was probably right around $27 to $30. They then began to offer it as a standalone quote-unquote item at $40, which also included a calibration kit. But around May, which was actually when we were first finishing up this review, they informed us that they were thinking about offering this not only to retail stores, but changing the price and changing it pretty dramatically. And in July, they made that announcement. They now sell these for $20, including a calibration kit, which they otherwise would sell for $7. And it means that the Boveda Smart Sensor is not only one of the best in terms of how it functions in the UI of the app, as far as Bluetooth hygrometers go, but it also happens to be probably the cheapest option. At $20, it's substantially less than a lot of the other options, which come in at $40 and $50. And if you have multiple humidors, that math adds up pretty quick. Now, if you're wondering, should I buy it? My recommendation for most users is probably. But if you're an advanced user, there's a device called Sensor Push, which looks like this. And you can watch my review of that up here, and you can click up here to figure out which one I would recommend for you. They both work, they're both good devices, but one of them's a lot more expensive than the other one. So for more reviews of humidors, hygrometers, Bluetooth or otherwise, cigars, and really anything to do with cigars, you can check out halfwheel.com.